Good afternoon. This is my very first Bible review, and I literally just opened this Bible up about 2 minutes ago. This is the Holy Bible in the NLT, or New Living Translation format. This is called a Pew Bible, and it's made by Tyndale. There's the spine there. Tyndale Holy Bible, large print, NLT. I believe this Bible just came out in April. It is now a couple days into August of 2025. It just came out like a few months ago. Now they've got, this is called the Pew Bible, and they've also got, very similar, a Bible called the Church Bible. It's hardcover, right, just like this is what I was looking for. And the difference is that this is slightly longer and wider, and also in a 10.25 font. I've seen a lot of reviews on, I think people are getting confused which one they're reviewing, because this one literally just came out. But I'm seeing that people are talking about, oh, the font is too small, it's very hard to read, there's a lot of ghosting. I think what they're all talking about is the Church Bible in the NLT. Almost identical looking. There's one that has a golden, just like this, but it's got a golden cross on here by Tyndale in the NLT as well. That's a much smaller Bible, smaller height and width, and also the point size, font point size. This one, like I said, this just came out in April from what I understand. I am not an NLT Bible guy by any means. My brother gave me my very first Bible, which was KJV, and he's all about the hardcore KJV, and there's a lot of truth to that, And having gone to church a lot and, reading Bible passages, I eventually found that the NKJV is my sweet spot, because it's still on the word for word side of things, as opposed to crossing the line towards the thought for thought. This is definitely kind of out there on the thought for thought side. But why am I buying an NLT Bible? My pastor usually preaches from the NLT Bible. Sometimes he'll do KJV, sometimes he'll do NIV. I think once in a while he'll do the NKJV, which again, that's my favorite. Now, I own several really nice KJVs and NKJVs. I think my most favorite Bible is the NKJV McLaren, the larger type. And then I also have a compact version of the McLaren. McLaren is just absolutely gorgeous, crisp, easy to read pages, no ghosting, no nothing. But I decided to get this in the NLT because I'm looking for a study Bible for our Bible studies on Wednesday night. And it's just easy to follow along if you're reading the NLT. Now, I don't need to go spend a ton of money just for Bible studies, okay? But if I show up with my NKJV, of course I can still follow along, but the text is just slightly different. The concept is just slightly different as far as, readability and what he's talking about. So I decided I'm like, let me just get a cheap NLT Bible. Well, cheap doesn't have to mean cheap. I'm looking for low budget. So this was $13.40. $13.40. I chose this one because the other one, very similar to this in NLT, was, I think, $8 or $9 like that. So $8 or $9 versus $13. I'll go for this. Why? Because it's taller. It's wider. Okay. And it has the 10.25, a little bit larger than 10-point readable font. So for my eyes, which are, getting a little older, it's just a lot easier. Very handsome looking Bible. And like I said, I think there's 3 different types by Tyndale in hardcover. There's 2 labeled as church, but this one is the Pew. If you want this Bible, look for the Pew Bible in NLT, 10.25 font, point, and that it's a hardcover. Okay, this is the way to do it. look at these pages. Now look for, there's nothing. This is like bare bones. This belongs, in your hymnal, slot in your church pew. Okay. This could be for anybody, anywhere, anytime. There's nothing fancy. All right, there's no gold gilding on the sides here. Hardcover as opposed to a soft cover, which, I prefer a soft cover. But honestly, this is going to be perfect for what I need it for. It's almost like a textbook. It's literally like a textbook. Now take a look, okay? Now comes the oohs and the ahs. So why did they pick this one? Look at this ridiculously white, crisp text, okay? Now, I'm actually seeing some ghosting more in the image. When you actually reading this in person, I don't see any ghosting. Look how crisp. There's no room for, this is the edge of the page here, okay? There's no room for margins, for notes and stuff. So if you need to write a lot of notes, this is probably not the Bible for you. But look at this. There are no page markers, right? There's no silk ribbons at the bottom. This is a no-nonsense textbook style full Bible in the NLT. But look how crisp and beautiful that is. It's just, I can't even get over it. And I mean, the pages are thin. They are thin. But it has a much more like premium Bible paper feel to it, right? It's easy to turn. There are no stuck pages, and Lord knows I have a Holman Rainbow Bible with the gold gilding on the outside, study Bible in KJV, and it's rainbow because every single thing is highlighted in pink or blue or green because it tells you at the bottom, the key tells you, as a study Bible, oh, this means this and that means that. So but the problem was that the gold gilding, every other page was glued together. And so I sat there one summer and just very, very carefully had to peel and, peel and, and it was just crazy. But for Bible studies, this is going to be exactly what I'm looking for. Anybody can own this. It doesn't have to be in a church. It's just called a Pew Bible by Tyndale, Tyndale. Okay, in the NLT. Large print. That's what you want. You want the large print. It's not a giant print. Okay? It's not an 8.5 smaller print. And it's not the, monster size where you're like, whoa, it's so huge. Because that gets a little distracting too. But just look at this. Smooth cover. This thing is going to outlast me. Plain on the inside, right? And then there's a bunch of pages that talk about, so I can open this here. You got your content, okay. About a note to the readers, talking about the first published, this introduction to, there's a whole bunch of pages of all this stuff. So I think some of the other Bibles don't have any of this stuff. This introductory whole thing. Okay, so this is a nice way to tell you about, where they're coming from, and their purpose and everything. And then you're starting to get into the team, right? The translation team. And then you get into your Old Testament. So, in Genesis. But again, look at this. Look at this. My camera's kind of blanking out because it's so bright. It really is. And like I said, from the eyes, now you see how that looks now? You can barely see the ghosting. I'm telling you right now, it is not a distraction. It is a crisp, sharp, clean, about the cleanest Bible you will ever get. I'm telling you right now, if you're looking for an NLT, $13.40 on amazon.com or whatever, that's where I got this one. I think they're on the Tyndale website. I think they're on the Christian Books website for a similar price. I think Tyndale wants $20 something, but I was on Amazon and I said $13.40. Done deal. So this is the Pew Bible in the NLT, and like I said, the only reason why I bought it is to just kind of help me along with Bible study on Wednesday nights. Otherwise, like I said, I love my McLaren Sovereign. Okay, Sovereign by Thomas Nelson, my Sovereign Bible in purple with this gorgeous like leather-like stamping. Look up a Sovereign Bible. Sovereign Bible is by Thomas Nelson. If you love the Schuyler Canterbury, but you don't have $200 to $300, look at the Sovereign Bible in the NKJV. Trust me, it is like a knockoff, but it is gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. So I have a lot of really beautiful Bibles at a pretty decent budget price. Someday, yes, I'll splurge and I'll spend $200 to $300 on a Schuyler Bible or Pitt Minion, the ones to have. Those on a budget, $13. You can't beat this. I can't believe how gorgeous this NLT, New Living Translation, Bible really is. It's just, the video doesn't do it justice. I'm telling you right now, I just literally opened this. I'm like, I have to make a video. I've never reviewed a Bible ever before. But this is, I had to make a video. So enjoy it, and God bless you all. Take care. And keep reading your Bible. No matter which one you read, if you're into the NLT or you're doing Bible studies and the pastor reads from the NLT, take a look. I'm telling you. See ya.